Yesterday was a breakthrough day in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. If you've been following along with the trial at all, you saw yesterday Rittenhouse himself took the stand, became very emotional. There was also a moment during the trial where the judge became emotional as well. Things just very tense in the courtroom. This, as the trial begins to wrap up, and the fate of Rittenhouse will be determined by jurors. If you haven't been following the case, this is the individual who crossed state lines at the age of 17 with a firearm during protest for Jacob Blake. He killed two people and injured another. I want you guys to take a look. These are just some of the highlights from the trial yesterday. Take a look.
And there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what I run.
I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. I have no idea why you would do something like that.
I have practiced before you, Your Honor. Your practice oftentimes is to reserve ruling on those until you see the evidence. If you want to yell at me, you can. My good faith feeling this morning after watching that testimony was you had left the door open a little bit, now we had something new, and I was going to probe it.
I don't believe you.
Just asked you, so you're a certified EMT, and you said yes, correct?
Yes.
That was a lie, correct?
I'm not an EMT.
There was no more danger. Why not go home at that point?
I was still helping people provide medical first aid.
But there's no one around that needs medical help at the 59th Street car source at that point. But you told the crowd he had a gun, didn't you?
That's what I said.
And that wasn't true. Mr. Rosenbaum never had a gun, right?
He didn't have a gun.
You just had shot someone, correct?
I did.
Why didn't you tell the truth?
I was being chased by a mob, and I don't really remember that interaction.
Gage Grosskreutz is a threat to you right now.
Yes.
He's got a pistol not aimed at you. You've got an AR-15 aimed at him. Why is he more of a threat to you?
I've been attacked by several people, and he decided to come and point a gun at my head. Well, first,
he hasn't done that yet.
He was moving at me with a gun in his hand.
So those are the highlight moments from the trial yesterday. And Ben, the thing that I just keep coming back to, especially when Rittenhouse was crying, was that a real moment? Was that authentic, or was that something that was rehearsed and that his lawyer suggested he act out?
Even their acting is subpar, Georgia. Good morning. My 3-year-old does a better performance of feigning tears whenever he doesn't get his way than Kyle Rittenhouse did yesterday. That said, all that needs to have happened was his attempt to seem remorseful. And white supremacy has a magnificent way of washing away all of the sins. Take a look at Brett Kavanaugh, who likes to drink beer. The Supreme Court justice who used the fact that he likes to drink beer and all of his tears as his way to get to the Supreme Court. And once America saw those white men's tears, everyone was like, oh, and this is what we're faced with right now.
The other side of this, Ben, I was curious why his attorney even allowed him to go on the stand in the first place. I mean, for example, everybody watched the Derek Chauvin trial. Chauvin's attorney refused to allow him to get on that stand because you never know what's going to happen. And you never know exactly how jurors are going to receive you as the defendant, if they're going to believe you, if they're going to trust you. And what I'll say with Rittenhouse, he got on the stand there, and during cross-examination, he admitted on several different points that he had lied previously. Claims that he had made about being attacked, acting in self-defense were not substantiated because at no time was there any physical contact, and there was no gun pointed at him until the third individual walked towards him. And at that point, he had already killed 2 people.
See, Georgia, this crowd likes to say that facts don't care about your feelings. This crowd doesn't care about facts. They more than happily reverse the order of what happened, disregard the timeline as presented in court. They will ignore that and still forward this narrative that poor Kyle Rittenhouse was being pursued by this rabid mob that came to harm him. And this is the narrative that the media is running with. And I also would suggest the fact that the media is taking Kyle Rittenhouse and using it completely to forget about the fact that the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery are on trial right now. So it's kind of a insult to injury, if you would.